Alright everybody, so I thought it would be a very interesting idea and hopefully educational for the viewers out there if they know how to research stocks. So if you've researched stocks in the past and already know how to do that, then this video probably isn't for you. However, if you're somebody new who is looking at starting to learn how to trade and don't know what to look for, then this video is probably for you. So to get started, really all you need is a computer and an internet. You don't have to have a PhD or anything. Like I said, I've been trading for 20 plus years and I've learned a lot and I've got burned a lot. So some of the tricks of the trade that I've learned over the years, I'm going to pass on to you and see how that goes. So I am on Finviz.com. That's Finviz.com. And I like this tool because, as you've heard me in the past, if you watched the other videos, it has a lot of technical and the fundamental perspectives and the tools and resources that I like to use. So one of the first things we're going to do is, obviously when you put in the website, you're going to go directly to this home page right here. I have it zoomed in just to kind of help you guys out, but just kind of give you a little bit of lay of the land. If you don't have the subscription, you do get the pop-up ads like that. But I like it because of a couple things. Let me zoom out. It gives you a big, broad overview about what's kind of going on. Kind of look at it as your dashboard, if you will. So you have your heat map right here, so it tells you which stocks are hot and which ones are cold. So the ones that are in the red are basically the ones that the bears are just dumping and selling off. And so if we want to go over there and just kind of see what's trending for the day, we just go to that map and we kind of looked. I made a video earlier about Disney. So Disney right now, its big sell-off is down 3%. So it might be a good buying opportunity. So I'm going to be watching that this week. But the ones that are currently buying, we have Google, who's up just a hair. Microsoft's up quite a bit, about 1.4%. Not a huge jump, but they are up. Apple, surprisingly, is relatively flat. It looks like Visa's up about $1.75. So this just kind of gives you an idea about what's moving. So right now, technology looks like it's up today. Healthcare is up. And then the big sellers can be financials, but the credit card companies are up. And I think a lot of that has to do with because of the hurricane. Everybody's trying to go to the grocery stores, put stuff on credit, try to weather the storm, which makes sense why the bank stocks would be down because everybody's basically drawing out their cash. So to get started is on Finviz is you have your ticker symbol search box right here. I'm not going to go to that. What I'm going to go to is the third selection called the screener. So what I like about the screener, I know it seems like it's a little overwhelming at first, but it's really not that bad once you kind of learn the tricks of the trade. And so what I'm going to do is, here on this tab in the middle, I'm going to click on fundamentals. It's a fundamental filter that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier, is I'm a little bit of a fundamental and a technical trainer. And there's certain aspects in these queries that I like to use that have worked well for me. And so I'm going to pass it on to you. Obviously, the more you trade, the more that you're going to find things that you like. And that's okay. Do what you got to do. But what we're going to do is return on equity. I like to look for stocks that are over 10%. And what that's going to do is that's basically going to reduce my total stock searches from over 7,000 to about 1,500. But I'm not done right there. So I don't like companies that have a lot of debt, so their debt to equity, I like to try to keep it under 1. Typically I go more conservative, saying under 0.5, but we'll go under 1 today, just see what's out there. And then for the return on assets, I like it being over 5%. Long-term debt, I don't like hardly any debt, but we're going to say under 1 as well. And then I would definitely want those guys to have an earnings per share growth this year. So we're going to say, let's go over 5 as well. And you can see that reduced it down to about 526 tickers. So let's go through here, ticker symbols that is. Alright, so we got Barrick Gold, that's up. So you can also search by countries as well. So in this case, I'm going to stick with the United States. And one of the reasons I like to do that in the United Kingdom is I like liquidity. And what that means is the more people buying and selling the stock, the easier it is for you to get your money in and out of that. Because one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of traders make are they buy stocks because they think it's a good value, but there's no volume. Like let's look at Aon right here, industrial goods, general building materials. Their volume's 31,000. Now that's not the greatest in the world. So if I'm buying this and it's currently trading at basically $32, so if it's going down to like $31.50, I'm gonna have a harder time getting my money sold versus to a company like American Eagle right here, where they're currently trading at 1250. Now American Eagle, you look at their volume, 1.2 million. So that's constant trading back and forth. And obviously they have actually market cap's about the same, which is surprising. Which means you have a lot more people trading American Eagle's stock than you do the IONs. And so that's another thing that I kind of look at. So let's go ahead and sort by volume. It's going to throw off the countries, but that's okay. So Walt Disney, I had mentioned that before. Let's go ahead and look at Facebook. So Facebook, we got a pretty good trend, met all the criteria from our query, and this is where the technical analysis aspect kind of comes into play. And so if you've watched the previous videos, you know I talked about the floor and the ceiling. And here we're pretty close to the 20% range. So it busted out of this little downward movement, this little slight wedge pattern that you see kind of looks like a triangle. So it busted out of there. So now we're currently trading at 172.48. And got really good earnings per share. Now I had bought this first when it popped up as an IPO just on a whim. And I lost my butt the first 6 months because the stock was overpriced. However, I wish I had held on to it because now it would have quadrupled my money. So what I'm looking at now is I just want to see if there's anything that sticks out that I don't like. So book per share. So what this means is per book value, the money that they make based off the shares that they currently have out there. They're saying the stock's only worth $23 per share. Now it's going to be very difficult to find a company on the stock market that's trading right at its book share. But the general thesis is anything trading at or below its book share value, it's a definite buy if they're making money. So obviously we're not even in that realm with this one. And you'll find a lot of tech stocks that are significantly over the book share, probably 3 to 4 times. Even Tesla's like significantly more than this book share, which that one's kind of surprising. That one's trading over like $300 a share, and I think they've only had 1 quarter of profit. So quite interesting. Do that to Ford, and Ford can only trade at $12. But I like what Tesla's doing. I don't want to downplay that. I think they're doing a lot of really good things. So right now I'm looking at Facebook, and so this might be a buying opportunity for me. It's not a recommendation to buy, but I'm just saying this is one of the things I'm looking at. So it met all of our factors, so I don't have to worry about the fundamental side of the house. But now it's trading within that 20% range. So what that means is from the floor, which is that blue line going up, it's not too far from that. So I could get in about 172.48, and yeah, it could drop down to about 171, 170 because the volume that's trading at, it moved pretty quickly. But I have a potential upside of maybe about 180, 181, so potential $8 movement. Now before you do that, obviously we need to look at our buy and our sell targets. And so let me pull that up real quick on the other screen. I'll move that over for you guys. So this is my current projection. I like to use this as well, just kind of give me a ballpark. Because anytime that you're buying and selling stock, you need to have a buy and a sell target. So let's just say 5 shares. All right, so if I'm looking at selling it at about 180, I got a potential $37.60 upside. So let's go 20 shares. So I might look at 20 shares with this, and some of you guys can't do that, which is something I had to work up to as well. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. And there's people out there who can probably do 100 shares. I can't do that because I'm not at that level yet. However, if that was the case, and yeah, I have an $800 potential upside to where if it moved here within a week, then I could be sitting nice, fat, and happy. But this is going to push my September gains. We're only in September 7th, up to about $500 for the month so far. So we got some pretty good upside here. So I hope that is useful for you guys. Obviously, try to use these tools of what I have used here in the past that have worked well for me. And if there's things that you guys have done that have worked well, share that in our YouTube comments or check out our website called tradingmentors.net. And I'll pull that up real quick. So we have a select new website right now. And we do have a little webinar here but basically walks you guys through the candlestick trading method. So this is a method that took me about 5 to 10 years to really kind of master and kind of learn because there's a lot of aspects. You can't just learn 1 or 2 different types of candlesticks and expect to be an expert on this. Okay, you have to learn the trends that follow certain aspects of each candlesticks. But right now we're selling that for $10. It's typically $39.99 that we do sell that for, but I pushed this promotion out till Friday. So just go down, click now, and buy it, and it will take you directly to PayPal, so I don't see the payment come through your information. It's all secured, And let me know what you think about the video, and if it's helpful and you guys want to see some other ones, let me know. And until then, happy trading.